Is it already too late to buy in the 2026 housing market? This is a question I hear from a lot of people from every part of my life. If you're on the sidelines right now, this video might be the difference between catching the next leg of the cycle or sitting out another decade. By the end of this video, you'll know whether 2026 is still your window to buy or whether waiting is actually the smarter move for you. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how we went from bidding wars and 2% mortgages to this weird 2026 reset we're in right now, and what that means for your next move. Welcome back to Stickman Finance. If you're new here, this is where we provide personal finance tips that were not taught in school so you can make smarter moves with your real money to reach your rich life. And please make sure to smash the like and subscribe buttons and stick around to the end to find out how you can download your own free personal finance tracker to help you reach your rich life. Alright, so today we're talking about the 2026 housing market flip, and specifically whether it's already too late to buy or if this is actually one of the best entry points you'll see for a while. In this video, we're going to go through 3 stages. What changed between the crazy boom years and 2026. How those changes actually hit your wallet, specifically monthly payments, prices, and competition. And finally, a clear answer to if it is too late for you to buy and what should you do next. Let's start with what almost no one explains clearly. How we got from bidding wars and 2% mortgages to this weird 2026 reset we're in right now. Part 1, from FOMO to wait, what now? Let's rewind for a second. From 2020 to roughly 2022, the housing market was pure chaos. Historically low interest rates, buyers waiving every contingency, and home prices ripping higher year after year. If you didn't buy then, you probably felt like you missed the boat. Fast forward to 2026. Mortgage rates are way higher than the good old days, but price growth has slowed down, and inventory, which is the number of homes actually for sale, is creeping back up instead of collapsing. So now you have this weird combo, where homes are still expensive and payments are higher because of rates, but you're finally not fighting 30 offers on every decent listing. That's where the confusion kicks in. A lot of people look at this and think, okay, so I missed the cheap money and prices are still up. So wasn't I just too late? Not necessarily, but to see why, you have to understand how inventory changes the game. Part 2. How inventory flips the power dynamic. In housing, inventory is power. When there are very few homes for sale and a ton of buyers, sellers have the power. They can push prices up, reject contingencies, and you end up overpaying just to get a roof over your head. When inventory rises and demand cools even a little, the power starts to shift back toward buyers. In 2026, we're in that in-between zone where the market is not flooded with homes, but we are also no longer in that desperate ultra-low inventory environment where anything half-decent sells in one weekend. Here's what that means for you in practical terms. You're more likely to keep inspection contingencies. You can sometimes negotiate on price and ask for credits or rate buydowns. And you have more time to analyze a deal rather than throwing in an offer without full diligence. So even though the sticker prices are high, the terms you can get in 2026 are often better than during the peak frenzy. That nuance is what most people miss when they say, it's too late. Part 3. The 3 big fears holding people back. Underneath the question of is it too late, there are really 3 key fears. Fear number 1. If I buy now, prices will crash right after. This comes from watching prices explode and assuming they must reverse completely. Could some markets correct? Yes. But nationally, what we're seeing looks more like a slow reset. The key is understanding your local market, not the national headline. Fear number 2. If I wait, I can buy at the bottom with lower rates. This is the fantasy scenario. Prices fall, rates fall, and somehow only you notice. In reality, if rates drop meaningfully, demand tends to come roaring back. Waiting can make sense if your finances need time to strengthen, but waiting for the perfect combination of rock-bottom prices and cheap money is usually how people sit on the sidelines for 10 years. Fear number 3. I missed the 2 to 3% mortgage window, so the opportunity is gone. Those rates were an anomaly, not the baseline. The mistake is comparing today to the absolute best moment in recent history, instead of asking, can I afford this comfortably for the next 7 to 10 years? So the real question isn't just, is it too late to buy? It's, given today's prices, today's rates, and my situation, does buying still move me closer to my goals, or does it put me at risk? That's what we will talk about next. Pulling all of this into a clear, honest answer, and a checklist you can actually act on, the framework. Is it too late for you? Let's answer the question directly. Is it too late to buy in the 2026 housing market? For most people, the answer is no, it's not too late. But it is too late for certain strategies that only worked in the ultra-cheap money era. To provide you with a simple way of how to answer whether it is too late for yours, here's a simple framework you can use. If you can answer yes to most of these, 2026 might actually be a solid time to move. 1. Can you afford the payment at today's rate without needing a refinance to save you? 2. If the numbers only work assuming rates drop, that's speculation, not a plan. 3. Will you hold the property for at least 7 to 10 years? The longer your horizon, the less today's exact price and rate matter, and the more time in the market works in your favor. Did you answer yes to most of these? If so, comment below if you learned something new that might change your view on whether 2026 is the right time to buy for you. In short, you're answering whether the property makes sense on fundamentals, not hype. If you are purchasing as your primary resident, ask yourself if it is in a location you actually want to live in, near jobs, with solid resale potential. If you're purchasing as an investor, does the rent support the payment plus reserves? And do you have some buffer for vacancies and repairs? Do you still have cash left after closing? Buying with zero margin for error, which is when you have no emergency fund nor repair money, is how people end up forced to sell at exactly the wrong time. If you're checking those boxes, then no, 2026 is not too late. Is it as sweet as buying in 2020 with 2.5% interest rates? Of course not. But that doesn't mean it's a bad move. It just means the upside will come from discipline and time, not from a once-in-a-generation rate environment. So here's the bottom line. The 2026 housing market isn't the wild, easy money flip of the pandemic years. And that's actually a good thing if you're serious. You're no longer competing with 20 offers on day one, but you do have to get your math right and your expectations right. It's not too late to buy if you buy for the long term, if you buy based on numbers instead of headlines, and if you protect yourself with the right reserves and realistic assumptions. Now, if you want help thinking through your own situation, drop in the comments, whether you're a first-time buyer or investor, and your biggest concern about buying in 2026. I'll use those to shape future videos and maybe even break down a few real-world scenarios on the channel. If this was helpful, hit that like button so more people who are stuck on the fence can see it, and subscribe for deeper dives on the 2026 market and personal finance tips. This will help me get one step closer to reaching my goal of 10,000 subscribers as well. And to track your progress towards potentially buying a home, make sure to go to the description of the video to find out how you can download your own personal finance tracker. Thanks for watching, and remember, you don't need the perfect market, you need a smart plan that works in the market we actually have. If you like this video, here are 2 other videos that could also help you get closer to reaching your rich life.